Hey guys, Chad Tracy here for another video. I'm here to tell my story. I was a correctional officer for 18 and a half years. I was terminated by two officers that lied on me, and I'm here to tell my story. So here goes. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing well. Everything's going well in my life. I have really no complaints, guys. Just here to tell my story. Hoping everybody's either enjoying it. And I'm hoping to hear from a lot more people. Anytime, any place, guys. My phone is always open. Email's always there. If you guys need to talk, something personally going on, I'm here for you. Listen, when I was going through my stuff, my trials and tribulations, I had nobody. A couple people, maybe reached out. I expected, a couple more. But unfortunately, when this stuff happens, you gotta take care of everything on your own. And trust me, it tested me. I had a lot of long nights. But I'm here and I'm well. Everything is good. No complaints in regards to what I went through in the past, which I'll tell you everything as everything continues to move forward. So we're gonna move on. So I actually got my letter of the days being changed or the hours being changed. I have a timeline, guys. I totally wrote everything out and timelined it. My father helped me. He retired as deputy chief of Kansas City Police. He helped me out. He helped me get everything organized. That's one thing I do appreciate with him. He definitely helped me out when it came to all this. And so one thing I could say is I definitely appreciated that. So Pops, you're watching from upstairs. I appreciate everything. So here it goes. So yeah, Lieutenant Snell gave me the letter that my hours were changing. Start times were 10:23, 7:30 to 3:30. That's when it changed. And on that same day, so I received it October 18th, 2017. It was said to be changed on 10/23/2017, 7:30 to 3:30. So with that being said, it was just that's when Officer Turtlenuts accused me of threatening him and calling him a pussy and a faggot, which is all lies. 3 witnesses there, guys. And he had Lieutenant Snell, which a lot of people didn't respect him. But Officer Turtlenuts went over to training on that day on October 18th. He went in there screaming. He said, yeah, Tracy's going to get fired. Does he still have his weapons card? Because I'm going to go after that too. Is it pulled yet? Is he on the rubber gun squad? That's what Turtlenuts kept on saying. And, we had one witness in there. Julio was in there. He witnessed everything. He actually pulled a baton because he was like, what's up with this guy? Like, why is he acting so nuts and like so excited that, either somebody's going to get written up or somebody's going to get terminated or lose their weapons card in reference to something that he's done. And he said, what's wrong with you? Officer Turtlenuts, like, why are you acting like this? Like, and he literally like picked up a baton, like, yo, like back up. And he stood up, like what are you doing? Like, what's wrong with you type stuff. Then on October 19th, 2017, there was an officer. There was a couple officers sitting there, and Officer Turtlenuts came walking up and said, I had something for him. I don't know what he meant by he had something for me. But, he kept on throwing threats out there. So, I guess in hopes that, it would get back to me. And it got back to me, so I documented everything. And I had the person that told me. Not going to put his name out there. But that was on 10/19. Oh, yeah, so on 10/20/2017, I withdrew the grievance that I had put in on the day that I allegedly threatened Turtle Nuts. And I put the grievance in on October 16th, 2017, which is a Monday. And it was a safety and security concern because I told you about the third shift, and they took extra officers out of the cafeteria and brought them upstairs. They left one officer in the cafeteria with approximately 30 inmates. And what do you expect to do? God forbid, if they gain control of the keys with that one officer being in there by himself or by herself. I think it was a female at the time. It doesn't really matter, male or female, it doesn't matter to me. They could have gained control and easily assess the outside with those keys, or even further themselves inside the jail. And that was a frightening part, for not only myself, but other officers that were on third shift also. Other officers seen what was going on. So, they agreed with the grievance also. So it wasn't just me. I also looked at the bigger picture, which was a safety and security issue. So I did put that grievance in. I took it out 3 days later, I believe it was. 4 days later, excuse me. And that was a grievance about the hours being changed, also with the safety security of the institution. And the only reason why I withdrew the grievance is because Administrator, I was going to call him Turtle Nuts number 2, but it doesn't matter at this point. The administrator, Snake in the Grass, or Ladies Man, Don Juan DeMarco, Pimp, whatever you want to call him. And I'm laughing because these names fit him well, because that's exactly how he acted. He acted like a little child, like he was a kid in a candy store with the ladies. And it's unfortunate. But hey, it is what it is, right? So yeah, that was the day I withdrew the grievance, and it was told to me by the administrator that if I transferred out of the jail, that the charges would have been dropped against me. And looking back now, retrospect, right? I guess I should have, transferred out of there. But my thinking at the time, and me being a hard ass, right, was I didn't do anything wrong. So that's almost like admitting guilt and moving on, right? And I had every opportunity, I guess, to move on and get out of that jail and go somewhere else and transfer, and pretty much, better my stay in corrections, right? Potentially heading down south, but also I knew where this, that's where it was offered. It was offered for me to transfer down south, but I knew that's where his old stopping grounds were. So I knew that, he would have a fix and all that, but I would have probably preferred to go up to Rawway or Trenton State, quite honestly. But, I opted not to. And before I withdrew, it was told to me that if I withdrew the grievance, that the charges would have been dropped. Pretty much. That's how it went. And I took his word for it. And, he said that, it would be taken care of and this, that, and the third. But guess what? It wasn't. It wasn't taken care of. And he definitely, what a man always has in his life, or however you want to say, is like the one thing someone has is a word. And once you lost your word, you have nothing, right, guys? And yeah, this guy had, after he lied to me, and he said that if I transferred that he would drop the charges. when I actually finally said, you know what, I'll transfer, later on, he said it's not on the table anymore. So it was almost like it was like a cat and mouse game with this guy. Like he wanted to feel like powerful and like he was a man type stuff, and he I don't know, like he was just powerful, I guess. Like he had that. Unfortunately, I guess when it was on the table initially, I guess I should have taken it, but I was a hard ass and I didn't. So during that time, we had myself and my partner, we had a meeting with Administrator Snake in the Grass, Mr. Collins, and Mr. Ridgway. And I have no problems with Mr. Collins, Mr. Ridgway, excellent people, and I'm going to use their names. I'm not afraid. Excellent people, very, very respectful, and they carried themselves with a lot of respect, and they got it, and I gave it to them because they were honest. Me and Mr. Collins and Mr. Ridgway, we talked, and they broke it down for me, and I have nothing but the utmost respect for those guys. And if they ever needed me and I seen them on the side of the road or whatever, I would definitely stop. There's no question to all that. Excellent guys, excellent guys. And even there was an officer that passed, guys. God rest her soul. I'm not going to name her name, any names, but she had passed during this time. And although you had the administrator, Snake in the Grass, was running, running game on me, like, pretty much got me terminated, right? Which, I guess my actions dictated that also, right? I'm not going to sit there and say he didn't, but I guess if I actually said that stuff, then that's what my actions dictated. But I stand by, and I'll always stand by to the day I die, until I take my last breath, that I never threatened those guys. And that's on my dad's grave, that's on my mom's grave, and whoever wants to say whatever, it's bullshit. And that's the God's honest truth. And I'll take that to my grave. And people that I talk to, they'll say the same exact thing. So anyways, during that time, there was a young lady that passed, I believe, during that time. And I still went up and shook the administrator's hand, although I had no respect for him. And also the Major Coward, I shook his hand also. That's how I was raised. You show respect. And work is work and personal is personal stuff, right? And whatever happens in the jail stays in the jail, right? And it did for a long time. But after I got terminated and had a lot of things happen to me personal, and I know for a fact that it's happened to other officers and other families. And I know there's a lot of parents that are upset the way DOC has handled things in the past with officers and things of that nature. And I'm not here to speak for them, but I'm here to speak for myself. And God forbid something happens to me, somebody can maybe go back to all my videos and reflect and watch them and say, yo, this is the same shit that happened to me. How come they're still not doing anything about it? And why didn't they do anything about it? So I'm here to tell you from my knowledge, the person that's in charge of, I believe, now don't hold me to this, I heard two names, but I'm almost positive that during my time of being charged, Victoria Kuhn was in charge of the OER. And to my knowledge, I think either the administrators or the charge the charge person, charge major has to run it through OER before they actually, give it to us, and they sign off on it, and so on and so forth. So, and there's another gentleman's name. It's not hitting me right now, but when it does, I'll definitely announce that also. I'm just looking for justice, guys. And I wouldn't be going this far and making a YouTube channel and doing these videos to embarrass myself, or for somebody to come up later and say, oh yeah, look, he admitted to this or he admitted to that. Because I've said it since day one that I've never done it. I've never said it, and I'll continue to say that. Yeah, did we threaten each other in the past? Absolutely. Everybody's done it. And I'm not here to tell on everybody, but we've done it in the past. And they get up on the stand and they will say, oh, no, I never did that. I was not like that. And come on, it's all bullshit. Because one thing I can tell you is I have somebody now that's going to either write a letter or they're going to testify and saying that, yeah, he threatened me and he did it on this day. And this is the reason why he did it. And yes, I do have witnesses. So these guys sit back and act like they've never done anything wrong, and they act like angels and so on and so forth. It's bullshit, guys. Ladies, gentlemen, Uptown, New Jersey Department of Corrections, the judge, the Assistant Attorney General for that was representing DOC, or handled the case. That's bullshit. It's fictitious. It's lies. I'm here to tell everybody uptown at Trenton that it's lies. There's a lot of people that work uptown that know my story, and they know me personally. But they're afraid to they're afraid to speak out because of retaliation. Because what happens is once they speak out and have somebody's back, and you're going against the grain, you become an outsider instantly, and they start, harassing you and if you show up late, that's what happens. It's almost like, so we had a female in DOC, in Albert C. Wagner, and she showed up every single day late. Every single day late. Every single day. I'm not bullshitting. I'm not lying. People can verify it. Nothing was ever done to her. Nothing was ever done. And she's still doing it at Garden State. Comes in every day late. Every day late. Every day late. That's because you got that dirty major over there that's connected to her husband that was a major at Garden State that's now retired. So, and we're going to get into him and the other one when I get transferred over there. But it's unfortunate, guys, that, stuff like this happens to very, very good officers. It actually almost happened to my friend at Wagner. Fortunately for him, he caught it in the nick of time. And he was able to get out at Wagner, and he's working somewhere else now. He did everything the right way, and he wrote up everything and did everything that I should have done from the initial thing, but I didn't think it was going to happen to me, guys. But one thing I do recommend is make sure you document everything, and make sure you get an attorney, and you start the process early. And you start with the EOC, with the state, not with DOC, because it's all, the EED is all connected with Department of Corrections. You have to head the state with the EEOC, and once they come down, and also a lot of things I said in EOC, EED with Department of Corrections, in 2017, 2018, when I was being investigated, and it all came back as no calls of action. So I believe there's a lawsuit or something going on in reference to that. You may want to add my name. So if anybody knows anything about that, you can probably add my name to that list, because when they want to get rid of you, or if they think you're a problem or something like that, they always say no cause of action, and they try to get rid of you. So when you're I guess when you're how do you say, when the investigation is solely on you, it doesn't matter what you say because it's all opinion based. And when it's opinion based and the DOC wants you out, DOC is going to push that investigator to say exactly that. And that's what happened with me in reference to the one investigator that was terminated for fraud. Or excuse me, not fraud. She lied under oath. She perjurized. And I'm going back to my videos. I'm watching all the investigations because I have all the videos. And I'm going to sit. And I know it's for a fact that she did all the investigating. She did all the questioning and everybody's thing. But DOC is still allowing that also. Although she was the lead investigator, they lied. DOC lied because she was the head investigator in my thing. And they brought in another male investigator and said that he was the head investigator in my case. And that's a bullshit lie. So I'm gonna get those videos, those CDs, and I'm gonna look over every single one of everybody's interview, and we're gonna verify just that. So, I'm gonna get back into this. Yeah. So that's what happened. So. Listen, guys, sorry about that. I was going to get into something else, but that's it for tonight. It's going to be posted Friday, I guess today. And we're going to get it going. Sorry about the little pause. I was just reading over something. But I just want to reiterate, listen, guys, 18 and a half years in, terminated. I got lied on twice by two different officers, approximately 45 days apart. I got charged with the first incident, exactly the first incident, got charged approximately 45 days later. The Turtle Nuts guy, was the IVP of the institution, which represented the second person that I allegedly threatened. I thought that was a, what do you say? I thought that he couldn't get involved in that, but he was his IVP. I thought that was, he should have been represented by someone else. But Turtle Nuts represented the second guy, which I haven't given him a name yet. And it's crazy. I thought it was a conflict of interest that he was able to represent him, the second guy. The first guy that got me charged, said I threatened him, called him a pussy and a faggot. He represented the second guy. And I thought that would be a conflict of interest, no? But DOC allowed it. I guess they didn't pick up on that, or they okayed it. But it's just crazy. And people are trying to tell me there's no connection. They're like best friends. They were tight. Check the text messages. Check the inboxes on social media. It's the truth. So, yeah, that's it, guys. 45 days later, I allegedly did the same exact thing to his second officer. And we'll have a nice name for him. I don't want to say it just yet, but we're standing by. And it's crazy because that second person has subscribed to my channel 3 times already. I guess he keeps subscribing, unsubscribing, subscribing, unsubscribing. So I don't know if it's truly him or not. But if it's you, just stay subscribed. It's all good, brother. I'm not mad at you no more. You did what you did, right? We'll see what happens. So look, I'm out. I wish everybody a good Easter. I will be dropping one on Easter. So, since everybody's going to be home with your family and relaxing, I'll be sitting at home by myself. I don't want you to feel bad for me. I'm good. I'm good with it. Listen, sometimes you got to live with your mistakes, right? And you move on from them. But I'm good with it. Accept full responsibility. That's what you got to do. You got to, that person that you love, that's the least you can do for him is tell that person the full truth. And that's what I did. And hey, that's why I'm divorced now, right? But it's all good. Listen, I wish everybody, the best. I will be dropping one on Easter. I'm going to try to do a Q&A on, I don't know, maybe tomorrow night, 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Let's do 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Some Q&A. I'll log on 8 p.m. If you guys want to log on too, you'll get the notice that I'm live, and jump on there. You can go on a fake profile, make your own fake profile, and act like you're someone else, and sit there and hit those questions. Listen, I'm going to be honest, and we'll go from there. Have a great Easter, guys, and I'll see you on Easter. I'll see you soon. Everybody, I wish you well, be good, and have a good night. Take care, guys.